broke the internet. Well, Coach Furrey broke the internet yesterday based on our social media, both from people at Limestone that were excited he was here and the gnashing of teeth from folks at Marshall that are sad you're no longer there. So, and I think we may break some fire code stuff today. What a great turnout. Thank you for being here. Want to introduce our Board of Trustees. If you're a Board of Trustee member, would you raise your hand so we can acknowledge you? Thank you for being here. Our head table, of course, Limestone College President, Dr. Walt Griffin. In the center, of course, is Coach Furrey, and then Mike Furrey on the end, our Vice President of Intercollegiate Athletics. Just let me explain a little bit, especially to our folks in the news media, how the event will go. Following comments by our new coach, there'll be a brief question and answer session with him in this room. Folks can please stick around and listen as Coach answers those questions. Once we've concluded with the press conference, then the media folks who want to do some one-on-one with Coach can do so in this room or down in the football locker room. When that's over, if you want some shots outside or whatever you need, we'll accommodate that too. And then once that's completed, or as he's doing that, we have a reception. Coach, is really a lunch. It's not just punch and cookies. I think there might be some substantial food down there maybe, so get down there early. That's down in the football locker room. When you leave this room, if you go down to your left, turn right, we'll direct you down there, but that lunch will be there for you. Again, thank you for being here. A very exciting day for Limestone College as we introduce our new coach, and the first person that will come to the podium is Limestone College President, Dr. Walt Griffin.
Thank you, Charles, and good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Following an exhaustive search process that included more than 250 candidates, today marks a new era for football at Limestone College. 3 years ago, adding intercollegiate football was part of a strategic initiative to increase our day program enrollment. And along with the new marching band, an expansion of competitive cheerleading, a dance team, and the Macmillan Scholars Program for young women, that strategic initiative has been very, very successful. Our enrollment has increased 40% in the last 3 years, from 888 to 1,241 last fall. Probably one of the largest increases percentage-wise of any college in the United States. Limestone has made a significant investment in terms of facilities and operations for the football program. Several months ago, we embarked on a search for a new head coach who would take us to greater heights in terms of on-field success and perhaps even more importantly, off-the-field accountability, responsibility, and contributions to our campus and community. We were looking for the right fit for our college, someone who would uphold the core values that define Limestone College. I'm sure the Limestone family will be very thoroughly impressed with our new head coach, who has the skill and the drive to revitalize our program and bring a new level of excitement to Limestone College football. To introduce our new head football coach, I'd like to welcome our Vice President for Intercollegiate Athletics, Mr. Mike Furrey.
Thank you, Dr. Griffin. This is a historic day for us here at Limestone College as we introduce our second ever head football coach. I know a lot of you have waited patiently for this day, and I'm thrilled we can all be here together at this moment to welcome Coach. But first, I would be remiss if I did not say something about our interim head coach, Drew Anthony, and the group of assistants who did an unbelievable job in guiding this team through a transition period and the spring practice. To Drew, those coaches, and to our football players, I want to say thank you on behalf of Limestone College. We said from the beginning we would conduct a national search to find someone first and foremost with the highest level of character and integrity. We wanted a coach who had a proven track record of developing young men at the highest level. We said we'd be ecstatic if we could find someone who met those important standards, but who also had recruiting ties to the high schools in the upstate of South Carolina that produce phenomenal talent year after year. We found that person in Coach Mike Furrey. As a wide receivers coach at Marshall University for 3 years, Mike recruited with great success in the upstate and the rest of the state of South Carolina. As the former head coach at Kentucky Christian University, he took a team that finished 0-11 in 2010 and guided them to a 7-4 overall record and a top 25 national ranking in 2012. In 8 seasons with the National Football League, he played for the St. Louis Rams, the Detroit Lions, the Cleveland Browns, and the Washington Redskins. As a wide receiver, he led the NFC and was second in the NFL with 98 receptions during the 2006 season. On a personal note, for the upcoming Turkey Bowl flag football game, I have the first pick this year. Coach Lamb has the second pick in this year's draft. But probably more impressive, he was a finalist for the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award with the Cleveland Browns in 2009 and was nominated for the same award in 2007 and 2008. He is the founder and president of the Mike Furrey Foundation, created to improve the lives of those who are hurting, hungry, hopeful, and or homeless. So for those reasons and many more, I could not be more proud to introduce our new head football coach. Please join me in welcoming to Limestone Nation Coach Mike Furrey.
Every time I hear that resume, it still gives me chills of how fortunate I was to be able to do what I was able to do. But the biggest thing that I've learned throughout my career playing and as of coaching is the greatest thing that I get to do is impact and change lives. And I got to be able to do that. I was able to do that as a player. And as I started coaching, I was able to start doing that as a coach. And the one thing that I was driven to do was to be a head football coach of a university that wanted to have a successful program, not just on the field, but more importantly, off the field. I'm a huge believer that players are developed off the field before they get on the field, and that's what's going to happen here at Limestone College. I'd like to thank President Griffin, Mr. Serino, my Iowa native, Mr. Lamb, for the opportunity. This process over the last 2 months has been refreshing, and it's been proven to me that they're serious about not just having a successful football program, but more importantly, having a successful college that is nationally known and respected for the way that our character, our values, and what we stand for. I'm excited. I can't go any further without saying thanks to my wife, Corin. She has been an avid football fan for a long time, and I know she's been waiting at least for the last 4 years to be the head coach's wife again, and I'm happy for her. But we're excited to be here, and I commend Drew and Jared for what they've done over the last 3 or 4 months. I met with them this morning, and we were in a unanimous decision together this morning that the future is here, and we're going to do this together as a staff that loves each other, a staff that believes in our players, a staff that will respect every other staff member here at the college, and we're going to do this thing the right way. We will not go against the values and morals that we have as a staff for winning, but we will build a character or build a young man from the ground up and make sure that he is successful in the classroom, that he's successful in the weight room, that he respects himself as much as he respects other people before he plays football for us. I'm a huge believer that you're given an ability to play the game. Every kid that we bring here has the ability to play this game. What they never have and what they haven't been given sometimes is the values and the character of what it takes to play the game. And we're going to instill that. We're excited. I'm excited. I've been waiting 3 days to put on Twitter. I'm not a Twitter guy, but I told Drew this morning. Drew doesn't even have Twitter, but I told Drew, you better start getting Twitter, because I'm excited to put on there that I'm the head football coach at Limestone College, and I'm more excited that I get to represent a program and an institution of what President Griffin and Coach Serino have done here so far, and I'm excited to be a part of that. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Coach gets comfortable back in his seat, but members of the media, if you've got any questions before we break out into individual sessions, if you've got some questions, I'm sure Coach would be happy to answer those questions. Scott, don't be shy.
What got you interested in the Limestone football coach job?
Well, obviously, as Coach Serino mentioned, I was fortunate enough when I got to Marshall to be able to start recruiting the whole state of South Carolina. And Coach Jones, who was probably one of the first coaches that I've got a chance to meet along the road and then recruited from his high school, we just built a phenomenal relationship over the last 3 years. And he's the first guy that I would go see, and obviously it's in Gaffney, South Carolina. And when the job came open, and I knew Limestone was in Gaffney, obviously I had known about it. And I also understand at the Division II level, and we had talked a little bit about this when we were during the interview process. When you're talking about Division II football or Division II lacrosse, which obviously you have to commend what JB has done and success and pulling for them this weekend. But when you're at this level, you're getting kids that want to continue to play football. You're not getting kids that have the immediate desire to go up and be too big, to go Division I, say I'm going to the NFL and it doesn't matter what you teach me, I've already know everything, I'm going to the league. When you're talking about Division II football, you're talking about kids that love to play the game and they want to continue their careers. And our job, and the coolest thing that I'm excited about, is it's going to be Drew and I and Jared and our staff. It's going to be our job to make a player better than what they possibly can think of themselves, and in all different ways. And when Limestone came open, it was right here in Gaffney, and it's closer to palm trees, which I love palm trees. And, we were excited about the opportunity.
Have you spoke to your kids at Marshall?
You already know that.
Yeah.
That was tough. It really was. Something, again, like we spoke about this morning. When we recruit, I don't believe you recruit. My wife tells me this all the time. Don't babysit the kids. You know, go recruit the kids and get them and recruit them like they were going to be your sons when they get to school. They have to earn your trust in the recruiting process. And I was able to do that with a lot of kids, which you know, with some guys from Gaffney, that you create that special relationship. And it's way beyond the game of football. My goal as a football coach in 40 years from now is to get phone calls from every player that I coached to say thanks. So then I can tell them thank you for what you've given me. And it was tough. It was tough because of that personal relationship more than it was a coach-to-player relationship. But they all looked at me, and I've told them from day one what my dreams are and what I want to do. And they understand that being a head football coach was really important to me because the availability to impact just a group of 10 to 15 kids. And they were all excited, but it was bittersweet.
Any other questions for Coach?
With starting up with fall practice, have you thought about any changes you might make as far as with the offense or defense, or are you going to kind of wait until you have a chance to evaluate?
Yeah, obviously I have a lot of things running through my head of what I want to do. But the game of football is not so much what you want, it's what you can. And we're going to have to be able to get in here in the next 3 or 4 weeks and really dig into the personnel of what we have. And we're going to have to be able to recruit some players to come in here as well to fill some things. But as of right now, we're going to wait and see. And I know we're getting ready to go here in a minute. We're getting ready to sit down and go through all the personnel and have an idea of what we have and go from there. And then we'll decide. I've been very fortunate to be around, to have been around a lot of different schemes, schematically on offense and on defense. So we're going to take what's best for our team and gives them the best chance to succeed on Saturdays, and we'll go from there.
Anybody else? Well, thank you again for being here. I know our TV folks and some of our print media too may want to get one-on-one with Coach, so we'll do that as we break up here. But again, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting Saints Nation. Enjoy the refreshments down in the football locker room, and we'll see you in the fall.